Good afternoon, everyone. How's everybody doing? It is a Thursday, and guess what? A lot of Yankees can't strike out today, guys. A lot of Yankees can't make out with second and third today. How you want to ask me why? Because they're off today. Just wanted to give a little humor. I thought it'd be a little pesky today for not we won't have to endure our shortstop striking out about 1,000 times and all. Yes, I am a little critical because I want it to stop. It needs to stop. And what better person to talk about that I'm bringing on right now than Ken, the ugly truth. Hi, Ken. Good afternoon. How you doing?
How's it going, Joe? Not bad. How
Uh,
about yourself?
all right, not too bad. I know a little harsh on the team, a team that is a game and a half up in first place. But I went over the teams, last few weeks, and you do nothing but see strikeout after strikeout after strikeout after strikeout, not hitting in the clutch, going from second to third, no bunting, no fundamental baseball, waiting for that 300, that 3-run homer, and it gets a little tiresome. Go ahead, Ken.
Well, that's modern baseball for you. Back in the day, it it was considered a crime to strike out 100 times in the season. We had great players like Tony Gwynn who wouldn't strike out 10 times in the season, and with the emergence of Dave Kingman hitting 45 home runs and striking out 200 times, that became an accepted norm in baseball. And it has continued to grow and grow. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 300 strikeout individual playing at the major league level, even though because he's hitting the long balls.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous. That would be amazing. We do have some afternoon baseball scores, guys, and a little bit of good news for the Yankees actually so far. Well, the White Sox are up 3-0, bottom of the sixth on the Minnesota Twins. The Seattle Mariners doing it again to the Red Sox, 4-2, bottom of the fifth, up there in Beamtown. And believe this, guys, the Colorado Rockies are right now actually winning a game, 4-3, on the Kansas City Royals in the bottom of the third. Later on, you're going to have the Milwaukee Brewers against the San Francisco Giants. The Colorado Rockies again will play a doubleheader, second game, around 5:40 Eastern time against the Royals. The Nationals do it again with the slumping Orioles. The Los Angeles Angels do it with are playing the Pirates tonight at 9:30. Tampa Bay back at it with Arizona at 9:40. Texas and the A's go at it at around 10:05. Ken, are you a little surprised the Mariners are scoring? They've been having trouble scoring runs, but it looks like then again in Fenway, are you a little surprised they handled the Red Sox the way they've been so far? And what do you think in a whole of the Red Sox from what you've been seeing around the league?
Well, I will tell you, the Red Sox are a mirror of the team they were last year. They have good quality starting pitching. Their bullpen is solid, but they have not been able to score a lot of runs.
Correct.
And with the addition of Bregman, that hasn't really seemed to change a lot. They did lose a quality player in Tyler O'Neill, who's currently on the playing ball for the Orioles, and he's doing a fantastic job there. But they don't have his speed component for the outfield. And in today's game, I was checking the game out earlier, and Bregman hit his fifth home run of the season, and he launched it over the Green Monster.
He's
So
on fire.
that park is built for his hitting style. He's been bouncing balls off the Green Monster, doubling out, and like
Well,
I
that's
says, putting them
Larry.
over the top.
Right. He's a green monster player. We all knew that, and that was the only thing I was worried about. Him going with the Red Sox because, I mean, what better perfect fit than Bregman being in Fenway Park? So, yeah, they've surprised me a little bit. I don't think Roche has pitched as good as he should as first advertised. I mean, he's okay, but so they have a few problems out there, no question about it. But you want to talk about problems? Let's talk about the Orioles. What is going on in Oriole land? Oh my God!
Well, back on the Red Sox real quick.
Yeah.
This season, the Red Sox are at a negative run differential. They're -3, so their opponents are outscoring them on a regular basis.
Wow.
All total, the Red Sox offense is going to be an issue with them this year. And if you can keep those speedy guys off the base, they're cooked. But I mean, you look at Boston. Boston's record is 14-12, so they're just over 500.
Right.
They overpassed the Blue Jays, who's coming to town here in the Bronx. Sole reason is because they're on a 5-game losing streak.
Yeah, that kind of scares me a little bit. And I want to give a shout out to Stephen B. How you doing? Welcome to the show again. Yes, Grissom is back on the roster and a very, very big pickup. It's like making a trade. Vivas back at AAA. I never thought, Ken, I'd be saying it, but I can't wait to see Grissom back in that lineup. He is in there and he's magic. I don't know what it is. From me going, what are they doing with this guy? That you're talking about $5 million a waste. What the heck are they doing? Oh my God, he's probably right now, aside from Judge, the best player on the team. And it just goes to show you how unpredictable baseball is. I'm sure you've got to like what you've seen from Grissom.
Well, I will tell you what, I was not against signing Grissom. Personally, I saw him a lot in San Diego, especially when they played the Diamondbacks, because I watch a lot of Diamondback games with my son. And nowhere in baseball are you going to find a player of his caliber and his glove out there to be a number 4 player, 4 starter in the outfield. If he's on 95% of the other major league rosters, he's a starting center fielder. In typical Yankee fashion, last year, Grisham did not get a lot of playing time. His at-bats were very inconsistent. And anybody facing major league pitching, you've got to have regular at-bats. If you don't, your skill set diminishes. The positive for Grisham, though, is no matter how bad or good he's hitting at the plate, it doesn't affect his outfield play.
Right. No question about it. And then how much more can we say about Aaron Judge? I mean, the guy, you can't do anything more in the regular season that this man has done. And we won't touch on October right now because it's just way too early. But really, I mean, how much more can this guy do? He's just amazing. He's single-handedly has put the Yankees, on top. Sort of looks like a little bit of last year where you had Judge and won't mention his name, the other guy who's playing right field now for the New York Mets. But, it's sort of like that feel. What I thought was different, Ken, and I got to be honest, is I really thought that the lineup would gel better. I mean, of course, yes, I'm sorry. We do have Ben Rice, but of strikeouts, oh my God. I mean, it is unbelievable, and it's got to stop. There's got to be a plan that they've got to do something to stop even if they ground out. I'm so tired, so many years in a row of the strikeouts. I don't know what you could do or what this team can do to stop it. Any ideas?
Give me a sec. I want to give a shout out to two folks that have jumped into the stream.
Okay.
Dev Finch, thank you for the support, brother. Appreciate you being here, as you do with all Yankee content creators. And Sean Browning, our pseudo co-host, is also hopped in. Welcome, Sean, and thank you.
Yes, thank you, guys. And don't forget to press that notification, the like button, everyone, and definitely the subscribe button. While I have everybody on, I just want to give a little note. I don't know if you saw my short this morning. It's out there. But later today at 7 p.m., now I don't want anybody getting anything mixed up, but on this channel, on NY Yankee Mania, I am going for the first time, going to unveil what we're going to be doing with the world of professional wrestling. If you love wrestling, I would really say to you, come and join. You're going to really like it. There's going to be videos. There's going to be end of matches. We're talking about WrestleMania. So there's going to be a lot. I have a fantastic co-host, a very young man who sent me tapes. And said, hey, Joe, I just wanted to send what I do. And he's a very young man, and I was flabbergasted. And I said, you know what? I've got to talk to this guy, and I want to scoop him up because he's the future of a podcast. He does have his own podcast, but I'm going to let everybody listen to what he does. I can tell you he's been on in doing research about 6 months, 6 to 8 months. He has about 500 subscribers. So there's a lot of people that follow him. And the knowledge of wrestling, of modern day wrestling, and my background and co-host that will come and join us background, this is all world. This is all over the place. All the generations of the WWE. So come and join us, everyone. I know there's no Yankee game. I know the NFL draft is on, but that starts at 8 o'clock. We're starting at 7 o'clock. Definitely press the like button. Give us questions. Give the co-host, the partner of the show, any questions you want. You're going to really enjoy it. So we're hoping also for a lot of the content that Ken from The Ugly Truth is a wrestling aficionado from years ago too. So there's going to be a lot of contact. What I can tell you is tell all your wrestling fans. And again, when I come on with NY Yankee Mania, don't flinch your eyes. It's a welcome to the new wrestling product that we're going to put out. It looks like near SummerSlam, possibility when they go to Paris in July. But we will keep you focused. Okay, so shout out to that and to everybody in there. I'd love to see you at 7 p.m. tonight. Now getting back to the Yankees, Ken. But one final thing, Ken, about wrestling. You do agree that wrestling right now, it probably can't get any hotter. What is going on with wrestling is incredible. You're seeing, the overseas, the Netflix international, the SmackDowns, the Raws, all the WrestleManias, everything going on is just one big storyline. And I just think it's incredible. And anybody that jumps aboard gets hooked. How about you?
I think it's sort of funny, me going to the scope and checking wrestling out in the early '80s, early to mid '80s. The arena would have 400 to 500 people in there. Uh, Most of them squids, most of them drinking pretty heavily. Uh, Generally a good time out to where it is morphed at now, because it didn't used to be on TV. Now it's got leagues that are on several different networks. They're on they've got specials on Netflix. So I would have never foreseen that wrestling would have grown and become the monster that it has. And possibly some of it, The Rock has a strong following through his acting career, some of his football stuff, and definitely his wrestling stuff. But he's turned it into a really eye-opening business that has brought in younger fans and makes the model for this business to be actually sustainable.
Well, there's no question mom and dad are a little bit less in the pockets because of wrestling, the high prices. I don't know if anybody saw it, but there was I believe it was Entertainment Tonight and also on YouTube. Two fans ran up to Randy Orton in the airport. And he goes, "Oh, Randy, like this." And he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And the father shouted out, "Randy, please, could you at least give my little one an autograph, because what we paid for WrestleMania was incredible." And he looked at him and he said, "What did you pay?" He said, $5,000 for the family for 2 days, actually 3 days. And he goes, "What?" He says, "Get over here." And he took a couple of pictures. He was like bowing his head. He couldn't believe the actual prices of it. And oh yeah, that's why they're getting, one of the reasons why they're getting the big bucks. So wrestling is a big deal. I mean, it really is. They're going to make a spectacle out of going back to Paris in about a month and a half. Saturday night's main event is coming back to NBC late May. And then, of course, you got the big pay-per-view of SummerSlam. One thing I can tell you about the show, we will not give you fake news. I don't care what's out there. If we don't know exactly, we are not giving you that point. I mean, you fans could tell us anything you want. I'd be more than happy to let it go through in the content, but you'll never hear it from us unless we know or give an opinion. So I urge you to everything that you see all over the media, not everything is correct. There are certain ones that when you do hear something that you can trust, and I'm hoping you'll have the trust in us when we unveil the channel. But anyway, we're on the Yankee channel right now, guys, and I wanted to ask you, Ken, the upcoming Toronto series.
Give me a sec.
I'm sorry.
Give me 1 sec. Like to give a shout out to Crispy, who just joined our stream. If you see the comment,
oh yes,
you look like someone who could wrestle someone.
Oh, wait a minute now. We're talking about you or me?
No, hell no, not me.
Uh-oh. No, I'm not that big. I'm actually big boned on the top, but I'm a little chunky, actually losing weight. I've been around wrestlers for a long time. And I'll get into that in the show. I covered wrestling for our show that we had in New York City years ago. I actually started on a radio show back in 1977. I was a young pup. I'm not going to give out my age, but I can tell you I was one of the youngest broadcasters ever here in New York City. And they did a little piece on me to guarantee that in Billboard magazine back in 1977. So that was cool.
What year was that? 19 what?
I don't want to say it anymore. I'm not giving out my age.
Was that a Yankee World Series championship year prior to the dynasty?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. But I have a lot of cool stories with Bruno Sammartino, who I think would have beaten any champion now if it's legit. There's absolutely no way that Hulk Hogan would have lost, would have beat him. You name it. Bruno was wrestling. If it wasn't for Bruno, this is where it's at. Hulk Hogan could shout his mouth all he wants, and I was a Hulk Hogan fan. But with all the things and everything that's going on, that so many wrestlers just don't like this man. When you do your homework, you actually see, so the WWF, the WWE have a lot to say thank you for, because this is the man who actually sold out the LA Coliseum of 110,000 people. Back in 1969, I believe. It might have been 1968. So that just gives you an idea, about it. But we'll talk wrestling later on. Thank you so much for coming on the channel and talking to us. And please come back at 7 p.m. You're going to love the content, and you're going to love my co-host. I'm flabbergasted with him. He is amazing. And I'm looking for big, big things, and we're going to have a lot of fun covering the world of professional wrestling. Now we have to cover baseball, guys. Let's get it up.
To answer your question about the strikeout rate.
Yes.
The thing that you have to look at is the Yankees are playing a lot of very young players that are in their first or second year in the majors.
Right.
They're going to have adjustments to the swing and miss stuff that big league pitchers have, because it's certainly not the same crap that they're seeing down at Somerset or at Scranton. Rawson, he could do a better job for game planning for hitting. You see, as within the confines of baseball, people are enamored with trying to hit the long ball for the glory shot. It's appealing to fans. Waiting around for it doesn't work over the long haul. And in the postseason, when you have top flight pitching, it damn sure doesn't work. And we've seen that year after year after year.
Oh, yeah. No question about it. No, you're right. You're 100% right. Well, I mean, listen, all I could say is, yes, we got to have patience. But, you could do a little bit. They could do a little better job pitching, batting coach wise. Somebody's got to see something. And I just want to see more of a plan. To me, the only planned people are Ben Rice, Aaron Judge. Those are the two guys really that have a plan, Trent Grissom, that have a plan to go up there. And look at their averages. Surprise, it's not 120. All those guys batting 180 do not have a plan, Ken. They go up and swing and miss.
If you look at there are 5 Yankees currently using the torpedo bat.
Right.
Austin Wells, young Mr. Volpe.
Right.
Jazz.
Correct.
Cody Bellinger, and Paul Goldschmidt. And of those 5, there's only one that's hitting. And I don't give a damn about the torpedo bat. Paul Goldschmidt is a professional hitter. He's been that way his entire career. Goldschmidt is one of the few players in the major leagues that came up from Double-A into the Arizona Diamondbacks starting lineup and never went back down.
Yes.
And had he not been in a small market team and didn't get the publicity that Ohtani or many of the other MVPs have, he would have had 3 MVPs. The year that Bryce Harper won the MVP, Goldie had better statistical numbers across the board and still didn't win.
No, you're right. Bad on me that I did not mention Paul G, who's been my MVP along with Judge, of course, and Ben Rice. So, I mean, we do have positives. But But again, I just feel that it's really time for them to take the bull by the horn. I'm so happy the Yankees had the day off, guys. And really ponder. I'm sure a guy like Anthony Volpe is watching videos, is probably nodding himself. What is going on, and let's hope he turns it around. It'll be at Yankee Stadium. Hopefully, the crowd will be behind him and the team. Is coming into its own. We hope. Thank God the pitching's well. The bullpen is getting healthier. It's going to be great to see Loaisiga. I can't wait for Giancarlo Stanton. I want to say that it's exciting to see LeMahieu, but I don't know what we're going to get out of him. I don't know what to make. Yeah, that's fantastic. He went 3 for 3. He hit the ball solid last night. Let's see what he does tonight.
You know what? Personally, DJ is an adamant professional.
Right.
He has a professional approach to hitting. He may have diminishing skill sets, but he hadn't forgotten how to hit. And I think injuries have plagued him. If he can get a healthy run like Stanton had last year, I think that DJ could be a productive member of the 2025 Yankees.
Yeah,
we are very.
But I agree with you.
We are very left-handed centric, and we need some right-handed bats to come back. And you were talking about the strikeouts. Well, you're not going to go any less on strikeouts when it comes to Giancarlo, because he strikes out a shit ton himself.
I know, but just to have him in the lineup would probably make people like Cody Bellinger a better hitter, because darn well if he's in the zone, and in the beginning we know he's not going to be in the zone, but stranger things have happened. This game is so unpredictable, as you know, Ken. It really is. So we don't know, but I want Giancarlo Stanton in there, but what's going to happen? How are they going to? It's going to be very. I don't want to. At that point, I don't want to be Aaron Boone. What do you do? What do you do?
You know what? Honestly, Aaron Boone probably has the worst freaking job in baseball. He can't breathe, boo, shit, hoo, or ha without somebody in the media or some content creator criticizing his moves. Just picture about a job. Every day you do something and you got freaking millions of people criticizing what the hell you did. I'm going to tell you, with the major league managers, there are no perfect managers. Everyone screws up and makes bad decisions upon occasion. Personally, this season, I haven't seen Boone really pull a boner. He seems to be making solid calls. He's managing the bullpen fairly well. There was a question about Warren the other day, whether he should have let him come out for the 6th inning. Well, me personally, Warren was at low 70s pitch count. He was coming up through the 3rd rotation of Guardians. He had been handling the Guardians fairly well. Why not? You want the guy to have experience, and he's probably going to be one of our pitchers later in the season with the loss of Garrett Cole, because I don't think Cookie Carrasco is going to stick in the main rotation, and I'm not sure that Stroh is actually going to come back. So you need this guy to get dirty, get nasty, and figure out how to get it done in tough situations. In the long run, we lost. Oh, well, it's one loss out of probably the 60 to 70 losses we're going to take in the season. It happens.
Okay. No, I agree with you. I mean, one thing about you, Ken, is, the ugly truth comes out, but I have to say you defend when you have to defend. And that, that's a good thing. You keep me in line, because I get, I've seen it. I just take it a different route. Being around the players a lot of the years, and reporting on them, I see a lot. And the thing is, they get carte blanche, and they do this, and they have this. They have the best facilities. you know what? Just give back to the Yankees, to the management, and you know, I mean, it's one thing if you don't have the professionalism, if you don't have it in you. I understand you're trying, but these guys are proven, Ken. They really are very good athletes and very good players, and you know, thank God. I mean, in a way, it's good to a fault that the Yankees have patience. They were the opposite with George Steinbrenner owning the club. If you didn't get a hit in your first 5 at bats, you were going back to Columbus at the time, or you know, wherever he wanted to send you, or even worse, just get rid of you. So kudos to you. You say the spade is a spade. When you have to get on them, you do, but you do stay on top of that. You stay on top to give the rah-rah. So I appreciate that. Sometimes I go off the handle, but that's just, you know, that's why we all have different personalities. But thank you for that.
Well, you know, it's a life perspective. It's things that I've faced as a collegiate athlete, saw it at the high school level. I've coached at the high school level, and I've coached at the AAU level. And the level of competition. First of all, I'm going to tell you, baseball players today compared to baseball players back in the 80s are completely built differently. These guys nowadays have tools to analyze swing paths. They break down pitchers' tendencies. They break down everything, whereas you had advanced scouts that went out and did that. Well, these guys have this wealth of knowledge and videos that they can template in on. So hence, they're pampered. When you have somebody who is not throwing within the norms of what their projected numbers are or locations or speeds, it messes them up. That's why we have to make adjustments. Mm-hmm. And the other thing that I think that pitchers are soft in today's league, because back in my day, if you would have even thought about flipping a bat after you got a dinger off of me or put a ball into the gap, you were going to eat a baseball your next time at bat.
That's true.
I was going to throw a ball up under your chin and lay your ass on the dirt. And pitchers nowadays, I mean, they're probably more dangerous because of the velocity they throw, but they don't seem willing to throw inside. Not a lot of them, at least.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely right. Hey, Ken, I got to go back to one of the comments over here, you know, laughable. And I'm just putting it here from your friend here, Crispy. You look like you could be a wrestler, someone. I don't know to take that a compliment, or should I punch him in the nose, or her? I don't know. All I know is if you're making fun of me, well, you know what? I think I'm going to just make one phone call to maybe The Undertaker, and that Crispy will become very soft, very fast. So when you're telling me I look like a wrestler, I hope you're not telling me I look like a bushwhacker or Hacksaw Jim Duncan, because I don't. But it's okay. You're voicing your opinion. And Ken automatically said it wasn't him. So I don't see anybody else here aside from a Yankee lamp in back of me and the Yankee World Championship photo of 1962 and a globe of the 1998 New York Yankees. So I don't see anybody else. So I guess you're talking about Joe Mania. So I'd really like to you know, if it's a compliment, thank you. If it's not, you're getting body slammed. And I want you back on here, especially tonight when we could battle you. So no, I appreciate it. I hope you at least you press the like button and notification, please, by all means. See, you're getting time. That's what this show's all about. Fun, getting time, letting you people, you know, whatever, vent, have fun. That's what we're here about. We're not these serious, no, we're not. We're going to tell the story. We're very, very big Yankee fans. Each creator that comes on, every fan that comes on, you name it, we are all huge Yankee fans and are very proud of it. So that's the whole thing about this show, and I'm glad you did that. I just don't think. I just hope that you don't think that I'm one of the bushwhackers or something. So I hope not. Ken is having a lot of fun in this. I want to pick his brain if he's thinking that am I a bushwhacker, or am I Damien Demento or somebody like that, or am I somebody that just out of the blue, maybe one of the Mario Mancinis of the world that used to get his head bashed in as or an SD Jones type. Mario Mancini, if anybody didn't know, was a guy that was what they used to call a jobber, but they were very important to the wrestlers, and the big time wrestlers that they went up on hate that they called him that, because he's the one that made all of the big time wrestlers that were so-called baby guys. Very villains and all that. The George the Animal Steels and all of that. So, kudos to all of that. Ken, one final on the wrestling, and we'll go back to baseball. But so do I come off as a and you better think about this answer. You better think good and hard. Do I come off as a wrestler as a good thing, or do I come off as a wrestler as being like, a crazy man out there? Think about it.
You come off as a seasoned veteran that enjoys the sport and has seen it through the decades.
Okay. Fans, you know what? We're going to keep count.
So is that crazy? No, not necessarily. It's knowledge-based information. And you followed it here into the modern day, so you've got a bigger, more wide base than I do. I've taken the other approach where I am a huge Yankee fan and a content creator, and I've dedicated a lot of time to trying to craft a skill that will provide value to the fans out there, because there are a lot of content creators, especially in the Yankee universe, and trying to give folks an avenue where they can talk and express themselves. And you appear to be doing the exact same thing, just in different ways. And you're probably more emotional than I am.
Oh yeah.
Well,
that's what I have you for, Ken. You got to keep me in line, especially when the Yankees lose. I'm ready to go through the computer and go ready to go through the TV and go choke the Yankees, or put some itching powder in their pants.
When I get agitated with Yankees or Yankee games is when I can look at an entire 9-inning game or a 3-game series, and I can't pull one good thing that happened, one good play, one good player, one good outing, an at-bat. That's when you think these jackasses are getting paid this much money to freaking do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I tend to lose my temper a bit. However, for the most part, especially nowadays, you have a larger, younger fan base that is social media savvy, much more so than us.
Mm-hmm.
And they've grown up that way. However, what they haven't grown up with is interpersonal skills. And people say and do shit that as soon as it hits the brain, no filter, it just comes out.
Correct.
And it's the thing that, to me, that's amazing. I would never criticize a person unless I could do a comparable job to what they're doing. So when you got this 22 to 25-year-old kid bitching about Judge hitting 183 in April last year,
mm-hmm.
Well, give him the bat and let him step up to the plate. What's he going to hit against these guys throwing this incredible breaking crap and ridiculous fastballs?
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. You're right. And then, and you're right. When we settle down, we don't realize, go hit 100-mile-an-hour fastball if you think you're so smart. Cursing the guy or saying, I hope the Yankees trade him, or, we gotta stop and think. These are a handful of athletes, only a handful, and look throughout. What are they like? I'm not sure of the number. I had the number in mind, but all through the years, only 26, 25 players at that time were that make the major leagues. So look at that all through the years. A handful, two handfuls, and millions and millions and millions of people played baseball throughout the years, and only the good go. So even when you see a bad team, like even the White Sox last year, guys, they're still better than the average Joe. No pun intended on my name. But, when we say something, oh, my God, he struck out. Well, you go do it. Why is he there and you're behind the TV or you're on the internet finding out if your team won? So we have to be a little fair. I mean, I know we're not fair at the moment, but when you think about it, like you have a day off and you think about it, I mean, again, it's their job, and we want them. And remember, they fail 7 out of 10 times, batting wise. And I don't know of any place in business that you could fail 7 straight times without getting suspended or fired.
Well, Volpe's failing closer to 8 to 10 times.
Yes.
8 out of 10 times. So.
No, you really want to rev my blood pressure, don't you? You are doing it, Ken. I'm telling you, we're gonna have a death match in Madison Square Garden, folks. We're gonna charge.
Isn't this the kid that you used to play catch with and throw balls to? Yes.
I am very upset at him, and he better wake up. And I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but he knows I'm the first one that's going to be critical. And believe me, he doesn't want to hear what I say. But I do know that he does take an ear to the program. So, Anthony or Michael, the dad, wake up, baby. Wake up. I don't know if there's no chicken parm. Why don't we go to veal cutlet parm or some eggplant parm? And while you're at it, invite Chisholm and invite Wells over for dinner too. The wonderful aunt that you have. So, or you know what? Even better, there was a Ranger player the year they won the World's the Cup, the New York Rangers in 1994, that loved to cook for the team. And the name escapes me of what player it was because we're going back to 1994 now. But, he says, Mom, could you cook for the whole team? And she goes, okay. And she started cooking for the whole team. And coincidence or not, they went on to win the championship. So you know what, Miss Auntie of chicken parm shortstop, do it for the team. Do it for the team. Let's go. I'll help you. I make a mean chicken parm. See, this is what I mean. We can fool around, let everybody put the guard down. Let's forget about, But then we have Ken that's going to say, yeah, but he struck out 8 out of 10 times. But that's okay. All right, Ken. You keep me in line. I'm going to keep jabbing and keeping you in line. But remember, once wrestling starts, I'm going to challenge you to a match. We're going to go head to head, and I think the fans would love that. We'll donate to all kinds of researchers, and I can make a fool out of myself in the ring, but in all honesty, no, thanks. It's a great perspective. That's why sometimes it's great not only to have one person on, but 2 or 3. Because you get 3 different perspectives of everything, and it's fun, and that's what it's all about. That's really what it's all about, and what you do on your show, Ken, I really admire because you want them to come out with whatever, and then you're going to go at it with them, and I think that's a great concept, and you do it very, very well, I caught your show this morning. Unfortunately, I couldn't jump on. It was a busy time, but I did listen, and then I went to re-listen to most of it again. And I got to tell you, folks, I know some of you come from his show because he's promoted me and he's promoted our channel here. But I got to tell you, it's great knowledge and a wonderful, wonderful podcast to listen to. So I'm very blessed. I really feel very blessed with Ken, The Ugly Truth, with NFE, with Jason, 161 River Avenue, people like that. And I do have also another John who came on with me early in there, that he has a podcast for the NFL. And right now he's got his hands full with the draft. So kudos to all the people that are going to be watching the draft tonight. But I am glad that we're going to be on an hour before the draft so that people could enjoy some wrestling content. Come on. And you don't have to listen to the baloney who they think the Jets are going to pick. And you know what? They're going to pick no matter what. You don't need to hear that. So come on for fun and let's have some fun. 8:00. I'll forgive you guys and you go and watch what you want to watch. But don't forget to watch the Somerset Patriots if you can, either on your phone at MLB.tv or MLB.com. And yes, if you have you'll be able to see DJ LeMahieu. The lineup's out, and he will play tonight. And so will Spencer Jones will be out there, and the other cast of characters. So there's, even though the Yankees aren't playing, there's a lot to look forward to.
Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, there's something that you could do for the Yankees that could possibly benefit them.
Uh-oh.
You could take your stuff into the kitchen and show them chicken parm by Joe.
Oh yeah.
And cook up some chicken parm for them and send it over to the boys. Tell them feast on me.
Yeah, well, it's funny you should say that. I don't know if you heard my show, our show when we started. I used to bring my dad, rest in peace, my mom and dad, two of the greatest people in the whole world. And looking and being, I'm hoping being very happy and proud that I'm doing what I'd love to do now again. My dad owned an Italian bakery in Brooklyn, in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, for 45 years. And when I was covering the Yankees for my small little network and then my show, I used to go into the bakery, pick up Italian bread, rolls, whatever I could, and I bring it to Phil Rizzuto. And believe me when I tell you, he couldn't be happier. So, but then I felt bad because the other announcers weren't getting, so kudos to them. The next time that I came, and so I had to be fair. So I gave it to them. So they gave my father's bakery in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, plugs, and he was eating, he was enjoying it. But my greatest pleasure, Ken, in that, aside from that, was giving it to Bobby Mercer. Bobby Mercer, again, everybody knows he's my idol, still my idol, along with Bruno Sammartino as my two greatest idols that I will always keep to my heart and up there with everything that I have. But and Bruno, when I brought him Italian bread, different types of rolls, the Italian cookies, semolina bread, and all of that, if people are familiar with Italian bread, he was in the top of the world. He said, "We don't get this in Pittsburgh, only in Brooklyn." And and so I'm telling you, it was such a pleasure. So maybe I should make my famous chicken parm, and maybe we'll go eggplant parm for the rest of the team if they're vegetarians or something like that. So that would be a lot of fun. Now you got me hungry, Ken. Come on. I'm on a diet here. I've already lost 8 pounds. So
tell me who said, "Leave the gun, get the cannolis"?
That was in The Godfather. What was his? Right now the name of it, because you just startled me with that. But yeah, that was in Godfather 1. Leave the gun and get the cannolis. Yes. How about sleeping with the fishes when the fishes come when they get this package and they go, what does that mean? It means you sleep with the fishes.
Luca Brasi sleeps
Luca
with the
Brasi.
fishes.
That was, well, I'll tell you, that's my all-time favorite, one of my all-time favorite movies, without a doubt.
Do you know that the sequel to that movie, Godfather 2, was the first movie in history that the sequel won an Academy Award also?
Yeah, and I didn't think it was that good either. It was okay. It was okay.
De Niro's portrayal of Vito as a young man, he did a very good job. And
yes,
as he was moving up the ranks, the story with the Las Vegas stuff I could live with or without. And when his brother screws him over and he catches him in Cuba,
yeah,
that line I'm like, so.
I know you did it,
but De Niro did a great job. Now he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, we all know that.
With the I'm leaving the U.S. because they elected Trump president. I was like, this is the country that you're a citizen of and that you love, but you're going to leave? Dumbass.
You made your millions and millions and millions. But, that's their problem. I mean, if they don't agree, you know what? You still have to pay your bills. You still have to live. You get up, you do what you have to do. We're a free world. And no matter whether you like what's going on or you like the presidency, you don't like the presidency, the bottom line is we still have to go on. So it doesn't matter, and we still have to be as whole and be a family and do things. It's not going to stop anything. So when you're wasting time screaming outside or whatever, no matter what your party you're in, it's just, you're just wasting your life with your family, with your friends, to do something that will not change anything. Will not change. You got to wait the 4 years unless somebody gets impeached.
The long and short, Joe, just like we do here on our streams, you get the conversation going. If you're not willing to talk, then nothing is going to happen. You're going to end up in chaos. Part of the reason that with the Yankee streams, the way I do the Ugly Truth, is I've found that a lot of the younger people through schools and whatnot they take everything as gospel and don't use the gray matter between the ears, critical thinking about all aspects of a particular question. And when we challenge them with regard to talking points, source your information.
Yeah.
Why do you support this point? Okay, I'll give you a contrapositive. I can always give you a contrapositive to everything. And see what you have to say about that, or the way you think.
Totally. No, you're right.
Good note from Stephen B. about missing Bobby and Scooter.
Yes. 100%.
Both class acts and part of Yankee lore forever.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Always gives me good. Thank you, Sean. That always gives me goosebumps. And kudos to Kay Mercer, who's one of the sweetest women in the whole world. Had the perfect life, the perfect husband, and she knew how much Bobby was loved as a Yankee, and she told me the story how devastated Bobby was in that October 1974 day. That he knew that he was traded. He thought his whole world, if it wasn't for being married to Kay, he was depressed for a very long time. And so were Yankee fans. And I was a young pup, but I got to tell you, it was one of the worst days I ever spent being a Yankee fan. And I didn't forgive them for a long time. I was going on radio shows. I remember speaking with the great Dick Stockton on WMCA. He was filling in for John Sterling on a Saturday, and he consoled me and he was wonderful. For about 12 minutes, we're on the phone. And, I was saying, but why this and why that and why this? And he said, you know what, Joe, everything happens for a reason. And that there's a bigger plan for the Yankees to strive for a World Series. My God, he couldn't have said that any better, because a year later they traded Bobby Bonds for Mickey Rivers and Ed Figueroa. And that started the trend of the Yankees going into the World Series, first losing to Cincinnati, and then the next 2 years they went in and they beat the Dodgers. So I understood the plan. I didn't like it, but I understood it. And then when the Yankees got him back in 1979, the jubilation of Bobby Mercer fans, I only wish we had the internet then. Oh my God, could you imagine, Ken, with the love for Mercer, what the internet would have looked like? It was outrageous. I still have on VHS. Yes, that's right, people. We did have VHS and Beta in those days. I still have his first at bat back. It was in Toronto, old Exhibition Stadium. He got a base hit. At Yankee Stadium, he fought 9 pitches. He popped up. The standing ovation for him was incredible. And then, unfortunately, after that, we all know what happened 2 months actually a month later, which was devastating to the Yankees, and still to this day missing Thurman Munson. So that game we can never forget, when he beat the Orioles on his back. And Billy Martin didn't want to put him in the lineup, and he said, "Whoa, no, I'm playing." So was Lou Piniella. They're playing. So that was incredible. But yes, thank you for that. We have a lot of wonderful memories on that team, and then the Yankees brought us a lot of joy with the '90s and the tip of 2000, and then of course 2009. So we have definitely seen a lot, guys, and we want to see a lot more. We really, really do. Yeah, shout out Stephen B. to Bob Shepard, too, the voice of the Yankees. Derek Jeter, number two, Derek Jeter. So he was awesome. Eddie Layton in the Ken, if you remember, Eddie Layton playing at Yankee Stadium and Madison Square Garden. He was awesome. Now we have Paul Cartier, which I'm really hoping to get on the show. He's been real busy lately, but I'd love to get. I'm really liking to get his perspective on playing at Yankee Stadium, mingling with the crowd, and what is it like every day for at least 25, 30 years. Playing, Let's Go Yankees on the organ, and he's been a very, very big part of it. And a shout out to him. He's had a wonderful, just like we honored Howie Carpenter. The Yankees have a staple. People stay. They stay for a very long. Even if they get traded, somehow they come back. Maybe not as a player, but they're going to come back as a coach. They're going to come back as an announcer or something in the office with Cashman and with Howe. So that's one thing we can't say enough about with the Yankees. They are always a family, and that's what I want here for this show. We are a family, and everybody's important. Not one fan, not two. All of us. We're all considered fans. The only difference is we talk about it, and we try to get your word out, and we appreciate it.
Indeed.
I want to get an update on a meaningful score for the Yankees, even though, of course, it's early in the season. We have we're now in the top of the 8th. The Mariners still lead the Red Sox 4-2. Kansas City took a lead, surprisingly, on the Colorado Rockies 6-4. Bottom 6, Bottom one, Giants and the Milwaukee Brewers are tied 1-1. There's a delay in Minnesota. The White Sox lead the Twins 3-0. So you're updated on your baseball scores. So that's where we're at right now. Ken, what do you got to say?
Well, we've been on for about an hour or so.
Yeah, that went pretty fast, huh, Ken? That was a smooth,
Yeah.
very, very smooth. It's real easy when you have good people. Our listeners, you. It doesn't get any better than that.
Want to shout out to all the folks that were here in the stream with us.
Yes.
Appreciate your support. I know there are some folks that are at work that are listening in the background and don't have the opportunity to type. When you get a chance, hit that like. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And there's good quality content. Support New York Yankee Mania. You're going to get a good product day in and day out. And what more can you ask? You get deep knowledge.
What are you going on next, Ken? Are you going on for any part of the week now?
Yep, I am going on tomorrow at 1:15 to do the pre-series review for the Blue Jays and the Yankees. Some content there, and then afterwards do the open panel and let people come up and say what they got to say.
Great,
and what they got to do.
Definitely would we'll give a shout out to you, of course, all the time. And I hope that everyone, like I said, as we're going to end the stream now that it's, we're in an hour, I'm going to need a little voice because we're going to be back in 3 hours to talk. And that's when we're really going to get into the turnbuckles. We're going to get into body slams and everything else. So, but also keep in mind, again, it's going to be two separate entities. We're just bringing the teas in here to let you know what's going on and to get ready for an incredible show. And also, if anybody has, after you hear everything that we're going to be doing, if anybody has any ideas that feel they like to see on the stream or they might want to contribute, well, that's what we're here for. We want to hear from you.
Bring up Sean's comment.
Sure.
About Bob Shepard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. 2 up from that. There you go.
It still gives me chills when Bob Shepard announced Lee Greenwood to sing God Bless USA during the 01 World Series. Yes, it does. I look at that. I can't watch it. I'm like Derek Jeter. I refuse. I cannot watch that series. There's so many ups and I will watch the Tino Martinez home run, of course the Jeter home run, the Mr. November, but I will not watch any of the games in Arizona. It's just too heartbreaking. Till this day, and people have given me the tape, the VHS tape of it, and all of that. I said thank you, but I will not. I refuse to watch the games. I just won't. So. But thank you, Sean, for that. And I appreciate everything that you do for the show. And kudos to you and everyone else in there that came on. Please press the like button and definitely subscribe and tell all your friends. So, Ken, in closing statements.
Let's have a good wrestle show. Hopefully your teams draft the people that they need to improve. It's tough for the Chiefs to sit on top and be number one always with no company. So bring it. And for tomorrow, hopefully we see you in the pre-series review. Mm-hmm. And as usual, let's go Yankees.
There you go. Ken, you can always count on Ken to say that at the end, no matter what, win, lose, draw, or indifferent, or the Yankees not playing. I'm going to say the same thing. Kudos to everything that Ken said. And again, watch The Ugly Truth tomorrow. You said 1:15, Ken? 1:15, okay, on his channel. Everybody subscribe to it, like it, talk to him, and then hopefully you right after that, you have your munchies, and you come on to us for the pregame show and then a postgame show. I can tell you that weather permitting now, we are expecting we probably will get tomorrow's game in. Saturday right now is still up in the air from what we're seeing from the AccuWeather here for New York City. So we will be posted on that because obviously if the weather's bad, of course there's no game. But the good part of it is you could come on with us and discuss it and wait until they come back and play. So for now, everyone, thank you again this hour just went like crazy. It really did. When you're having fun and all of that, you don't realize we can talk and talk and talk. So we'll see you at 7 p.m. with the preview of the new and great talent and show of the WWE Talking Wrestling, and we'll give you all the facts. We'll give you everything later on. Very excited. It can't come fast enough for me. I'm very excited to finally put out a wrestling content. So thank you. Enjoy. God bless all of you. Have a great day and hope to see you in a few hours. And I, too, if you're a big NFL fan, I hope your team does very well. We will see you soon. And let's hope the Yankees gain another half a game and we keep moving forward. Good night, everyone.
One more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I see a comment from a subscriber that I haven't seen, Bob Rizzo. Thank you for sharing a comment with us. Most appreciated.
Oh, yes, Bob. Kudos to you. Let's give a shout out. All right, thank you, Bob. Really appreciate it. Bob, I don't know if you're a wrestling fan, and if you just came on now, we will be doing a wrestling content at 7 p.m. tonight, and just come on and tell me what you think. And if you're that much of a wrestling fan, I think you're really going to enjoy the content and one of the big co-hosts that I'm going to have there, which I'm very lucky to have. Thank you again to everyone, Dev and Stephen B and Sean and Crispy, even though she thinks I'm a wrestler, but that's okay. I still love everyone. Ken had a ball with that, but I'll get him soon. Don't worry about it. Take care, guys. Good night.
Yeah.